A narcissistic person talks behind everyone's back. This is just what they do, while saying you are the one who talks behind somebody's back, especially when you seek help from another outside source when you're married, from like a pastor, therapist, or a safe person. When the narcissist talks about others, it's about those closest to them or someone they can't stand and they pretend to like. Yep, they don't confront any conflict they have with someone else, or even have a normal, assertive conversation. Instead, they use everything to their advantage to cause drama and division between everyone related and to keep everyone believing the lies that he tells. It's his way of doing damage control, or better yet, image control, before the truth is exposed to everyone. Let's dive into this topic. What is triangulation? In this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 examples of psychological triangulation so you can know what it is when you see it. But first, hi, I'm Jen Grice, author of the book You Can Survive Divorce. I guide women to survive divorce after divorcing a narcissist and become stronger after. You can get all the assistance and tools you need to survive your divorce at jengrice.com. Also, be sure to subscribe so we can continue this learning together and becoming stronger after divorce. Next week, I'll be sharing with you how to be a gray rock in the face of toxic behavior. After my last video about oppositional co-parenting with a narcissist after divorce, a few ladies asked me, Jen, what is triangulation? Triangulation is one of the many manipulation tactics used by a narcissist, or anyone for that matter, to get what he or she wants. Triangulation is used to avoid direct conversation with another person, especially if there is any sort of conflict or dysfunction. Without knowing it, someone can triangulate between 2 other people, causing a division. As the prefix describes, it involves 3 or more people to form a relationship triangle. Someone who is narcissistic, toxic, or just plain manipulative uses this tactic to control 2 different people. The 2 parties talk to the narcissist, but maybe they don't talk to each other, or they're not close enough to get the story straight between them. So the narcissist is able to lie to both of them and get them to believe whatever he tells them, even when it's something negative about the other person. So number 1 example I have for you, the first of 3, might be your mother-in-law and you as the spouse, especially before marriage or early in the marriage, before you're talking directly to each other and forming a close relationship. The narcissist is already the middleman, and he wants to mess things up for both of you. He creates hostility between you and her because he doesn't want his mother and his wife to be close. No, he'd rather people be enemies that talk to him, and that he's able to control the narrative between these 2 enemies who haven't become friends. The narcissist might say, my mother doesn't like you. And instead of asking her if this is true, you might think, what have I done to her? The puppet master's already won the war to divide and conquer. Just like in my marriage, your mother-in-law and you may never be close after. When I tried to confront this issue and what might be going on between us, there was a defensive attack and I was blamed, which is the typical response from someone who's been lied to for many, many years. I can only imagine what she heard, besides what I was being told as well, that me not putting up with affairs were being controlling. Yep, that's totally controlling when you don't let your spouse cheat on you. Number 2, another example might be your ex-husband's new girlfriend or wife and you. You know, this really should be a red flag when dating a married or divorced man. How does he talk about his ex-wife when she's not around? And how does he treat her when she is? Does he say that she is controlling, crazy, and psycho? Then that woman should ask him how she got that way. What led up to this behavior? Was it him seeing other women? If she's the affair partner, she should already know the answer to that. Was he lying to her about his affairs, which is gaslighting? Of course she'd act this way then. Remember, gaslighting makes anyone look crazy. Not that you should act crazy. Obviously, check out one of my other recent videos where I talk about this, but this is just a normal response to someone who doesn't know they're being gaslit. But anyway, the point is the narrative he tells to his new love interest while he's love bombing her is that his ex-wife has caused the breakup of the marriage and or her sudden bipolar-like behavior, which causes the new girlfriend, often turned wife, to believe this from the beginning. Once you even calm your emotions and find peace in your life after healing, this is still the narrative that the new wife thinks about you, unless she's taken the time to get to know you to see the truth for herself. He may even tell you or your children who tell you lies about her. If he can keep you hating each other, you can't find out the truth, and the both of you will not see him for who he really is. Side note, I recently heard from several women who've told me that they, as the first wife, are now friends with their ex-husband's second ex-wife because they have had something in common. They were both fooled by the same narcissist and his triangulation game until they learned the truth, until they were able to talk and figure out the story and get to know each other and realize it really wasn't them, it was him the whole time. I find that very interesting and would love to hear from more ladies that have done this or experienced that as well. For me, I'd rather have boundaries and not be friends because I've dealt with enough triangulation in my family, and I have a hard time believing anyone is not still siding with my ex and playing that game and becoming a flying monkey. There's a long list of them. So anyway, moving along. Number 3, third example of triangulation is for the mothers out there that are estranged from their children after divorcing a narcissist. He has been successful at telling your children lies and controlling the narrative completely, often getting them to believe you don't want a relationship with them, or that you've said things that you've never said, or done things you've never done, or that your boundaries mean that you don't care or love them. All of this causes a lack of relationship between you and your children. Again, the narcissist has become successful at creating hostility between people. These kids believe a known liar, yet don't talk to their own mother to find out the truth. They don't even want to hear it. They don't come to you asking for your side because they've already made up their decision hearing one side of the story or the false story. Triangulation is his manipulative tactic to get the children on his side, which makes you look like a horrible mother and him look like father of the year. You just have to remember that his definition, or even your children's definition of you, does not make it true. Just because they think it or say it, you have to remember who you are and be your true authentic self, even if somebody else says something bad about you. I was just reminding a lady the other day that the best defense to lies and falsehoods said about you is to say nothing. Yes, the strong woman after divorce doesn't have to defend herself because she and God knows the truth. And we as strong women and children of God also know that the truth always comes out in the end. Always keep that in mind when you want to freak out about what he's saying about you and who doesn't like you because of the words of a liar. I always remember Exodus 14:14, which says, God will defend you. You only need to be still. That is a powerful statement that we need to hold close and memorize if we can so that we don't fall into trap of trying to defend ourselves. Now that you know what triangulation looks like, how do you combat it? And I have 3 things here for you as well. Number 1, don't believe everything that is said about you, especially if it comes out of the mouth of someone else who has a motivation to cause hostility. And don't let someone else control you into anger or hostility about another person. Make up your own mind about someone after you get to know them for yourself. You will feel empowered to make your own decisions when you do this, when you learn about people and figure out if they are a healthy person or a toxic person and if they should be in your life now and in the future. Number 2, set boundaries with other people. When someone starts talking about another family member or close friend, especially if you know this other person or you want to get to know this other person or give them a chance, tell them to try to deal with that other person themselves. This is a huge thing in my family growing up. So it's something that I've had to practice, saying, I don't want to be in the middle of this drama that you're bringing upon me, and then letting them figure it out for themselves. Often they aren't happy with me when I state this, but the point is that I'm living in peace. It's not my job to fix and please other people. Again, that's what strong women do. And number 3, say no and separate from anyone who thinks triangulation is a seasonal sport. Let them do whatever they're going to do, meaning your mother-in-law, your ex-husband, and even your children. And I know this could happen in work relationships as well. You have to remember, if they want to play those games, let them. You are learning to live in peace without any of this extra unnecessary drama in your life. I know I am as well. So to wrap this up, have you experienced triangulation in your relationships? When and with who did you see this happen? And are you one of those ladies who is now friends with other ex-girlfriends or ex-wives of your ex-husband? No judgment from me. It's good to always find out the truth about other people. I hope this was encouraging and empowering for you today. If you need more encouragement and empowerment to become stronger on your journey during and after divorce, you can purchase a consult on my website at jengrice.com/consult. If you sign up for one of my emails, you'll receive a coupon code to save yourself $25 off the current sale price. Or if you would just like to read my book, You Can Survive Divorce, it can be purchased on Amazon.com. And always, if you've read one of my books or purchased one of my items from my website, please leave reviews. Those reviews help to show other women that you have talked to me, used my products, and survived divorce, and you would suggest others to try them for themselves. Thank you. I will talk more about becoming stronger and emotionally healthy after divorce in upcoming videos, so be sure to subscribe and click that bell for notifications so you don't miss new videos when they're added. Lastly, I'll talk more about becoming stronger and emotionally healthy after divorce in upcoming videos. I hope to see you in the next video. God bless.